magic for me is going into the theater and surrendering yourself to this other reality. And the joy of that is that you get to leave your reality in the lobby.
What a dump.
I just love to be able to go and have insight into other lives, or to be able to be carried away and to live inside somebody else's dream.
Where did you learn such charming manners?
I go to the movies. I watch the ladies of your world. They're all so simple and stupid and artificial.
If I'm too stressed, I have too many things on my mind, I just go to the movies and you forget. It's pure escapism.
It's just a great out-of-body kind of experience.
Sorry.
I found a life in a darkened movie theater better than the one I knew, one that I wished I could live as an adult.
You wish.
You do wish.
I can't wander all my life. I've got to be going somewhere. Can't you understand that? Even if it's to the movies.
When I left the movies, I would act it out for weeks and weeks and sometimes years and years and years. And some movies obviously affected me more than others and helped form me.
Watching movies made me feel, you know, that women were really glamorous and fantastic and smart and together.
I think we all, as women, have a bit of the bombshell in us. We all have a bit of the heroine. We all have maternal instincts or not. There's all kinds of qualities we have as women.
I'm beautiful, I'm brilliant, I'm this, I'm that.
I'm a bad influence.
I'm a bagel on a plate full of onion rolls.
I'm not going to be ignored. I'm Terpsichore, the goddess of song and dance.
I'm gonna go places and look life in the face.
I can't wait for the lights to go down. You have your popcorn. It's just, yes, they are magic. I smell popcorn. Puts me in the mood for an aisle seat in a dark theater, but then I'm always in the mood. Welcome to my humble abode. It may look like a palace, but I call it home. Who am I? I'm the spirit of the movies, past, present, and future. I've seen every movie ever made, and I have an opinion on all of them, particularly the ones about women. Unlike movie popcorn, these stars come in all different flavors. Some are good, some are bad, and all are beautiful. So find a seat and settle in, because I have a lot to say. This is my favorite part. I'm breathless with anticipation. Lights are going down, the projector is humming, and I'm getting goosebumps.
Did you kill Mr. Boz, Miss Trammell?
I'd have to be pretty stupid to write a book about killing and then kill somebody the way I described it in my book. I'd be announcing myself as the killer. I'm not stupid.
Far from it. She's smooth, sly, and shamelessly seductive. She's the femme fatale. Watch your wallets, boys, and your backs. She's armed with sex appeal, and she's definitely dangerous. Personally, I think she goes a little overboard. But she proves time and again it's more thrilling to be naughty than nice.
A femme fatale, I guess, we describe as a fatal woman. A woman having a dark and seductive power. No matter how much men try to constantly overpower women, they have a secret desire to be overpowered by them.
The femme fatale doesn't have to say a word and you know she's up to no good. You know it just by the way she smokes a cigarette. You know it by the way she dresses. And you know it by the way she walks in a pair of 4-inch heels.
You know, I've done a bunch of not quite, shall we say, not nice women, or at least not correctly behaved women, we could say. And they are much more challenging because you create your own rules. When you play a villainess, you have the opportunity to create a standard of behavior altogether unique for the character, which is much more interesting acting.
They are powerful women. They're women who play men for suckers. The guy is somebody who is ripe for the taking, and the woman knows it.
I gotta have you, Frank. It was just us. It was just you and me.
What are you talking about?
I'm tired of what's right and wrong.
They hanged people for that car.
Jessica Lange wasn't the first woman with murder on her mind. 40 years earlier, another femme fatale was using the same lines to convince another hapless male to kill another inconvenient husband.
I've made a big mistake in my life, and I've got to be this way just once to fix it.
But they hang you for a thing like
Oh,
that.
but not if you do it right, and you're smart, Frank. You'll think of a way. Plenty of men have.
He never did anything to me.
But, darling, can't you see how happy you and I would be together here without him?
In her heyday in the 1940s, the film noir femme fatale played on men's worst fears about women. She always knew exactly what she wanted and was willing to do anything to get it.
You're mine and I'm hanging on to you. I committed murder to get you. Understand? Murder.
You what?
That's right, even murder.
I like this expression, femme fatale, because it means everything and it means nothing. It's a sort of package. And sometimes actresses are lucky enough to meet a part in a moment in their life where they can express a potential of seduction, power, mystery. And femme fatale do attract women too, sometimes because they want to be like them.
It's very vicariously exciting and satisfying to watch a femme fatale because she's a very naughty girl. She's evil. She goes out there and she wrecks everything. She kills, she murders, she maims. It's shocking. It's also wonderful. It's a great release for us to have characters in stories that misbehave on behalf of the women in the audience.
Thanks. Now, Sam, do it now. Set me free. Set both of us free. He fell down the stairs and fractured his skull. That's how he died. Everybody knows what a heavy drinker he was. Oh, Sam, it can be so easy.
Boy, she's good. The femme fatale has been a staple of the movies for a long time, but no woman has ever been more fatal to more men than Barbara Stanwyck. The body count in her movies would make Arnold Schwarzenegger jealous.
If you put your hands on me again, I'll kill you!
Please, Nan.
I think you're rotten.
I think you're swell, as long as I'm not your husband.
Stanwyck played the femme fatale as a white-hot sexual predator. One of her first and one of her best was born in 1933, and they called her Babyface.
Say, I like it here. How about a job? Oh, now, don't tell me in this great big building there ain't someplace for me.
Have you had any experience?
Plenty.
She decides early on that the only possible power she has is that of sexual manipulation. So she begins a climb to the top, you know, seducing one man after another, going up the ladder of success until finally she is herself at the top. And it's made very clear that is what she's doing. It's not just that they're going on dates and having sodas here. She is using sex as a powerful way to go ahead in life.
Now that's what I call getting ahead. Plenty of chilled champagne and an outfit dripping in diamonds. It's no coincidence that Babyface came out in the Depression. There were few jobs for men and even fewer for women.
But are you sure you haven't got something for me? We don't take inexperienced girls.
It all depends on what you mean by experience. Depression-era movies gave women a crash course in survival. The lesson was clear. No matter how hard the times, sex was merchandise that moved. The femme fatale may have been born out of necessity in the Depression, but she didn't die out when times got better. In fact, like a good bourbon, she only improved with age.
Pardon me, but your husband is showing.
Oh, thank you. Perhaps again sometime.
Until that sometime, I shall only miserably exist, senora.
I always say there's something about Latin men. For one thing, they can dance. For another thing, what's your telephone number? Oh, never mind. I'll give you mine.
What a woman. But the ultimate femme fatale was in one of my favorite movies of all time, Double Indemnity. Recognize her? She's back. She's blonde. She's bad. She's Barbara Stanwyck.
I loved you, Walter, and I hated him. But I wasn't going to do anything about it, not until I met you. You planned the whole thing. I only wanted him dead.
And I'm the one that fixed it so he was dead. Is that what you're telling me?
And nobody's pulling out. We went into this together and we're coming out at the end together. It's straight down the line for both of us. Remember?
Barbara Stanwyck is surreal. It's the look, which I love, and the kind of visual vocabulary. You know, she's got this patently false blonde hairdo, and it's rolled tightly, and it's waved tightly, and that's all, you know, very gleaming and forceful. And then the shoulders of her clothes, which are kind of geometric and forceful, and then finally the gun she's carrying.
Goodbye, baby.
At least he didn't say, hasta la vista, baby. But he might as well have, because by the 1950s, these fatal females seemed to disappear from the screen. But you can't keep a bad woman down when there are more husbands to be gotten rid of and more men ready to take the fall for it.
I wish he'd die. That's really what I want. It's horrible and it's ugly. And it's what I most want.
That's where we're at, isn't it?
What do you mean?
That's what we're both thinking, how good it would be for us if he was gone. It'd be real sweet for us.
No, Ned, please don't. Don't talk about it. Talk is dangerous sometimes.
Not as dangerous as you, honey.
He has a gun! Where?
I don't know how she does it, but the femme fatale manages to commit murder without ever having to lift a finger.
I never really thought of myself as a very sexual woman, you know, as a very attractive woman in that way. Not having any kind of femme fatale power, I truly just didn't see myself that way. And so it was a real revelation to think, you know, that I could really have such an impact on men. And so it was quite enjoyable.
Now that's what I call breaking the ice. Only in your dreams, and only in the movies, kid.
What I loved about that role is that it created a resurgence of that kind of women in film. She just walked onto that screen and owned it. And to really step out and say, I don't know if it's pretty or not, but I'm going to do what it takes to be powerful, I thought was truly exciting and exhilarating to watch.
In the past, these deadly dames were punished for their sins. Not anymore. Today's femme fatale gets away with murder.
This is the new morality, which is supposedly more realistic now. And yet I think there's something a little disturbing about it, too. And there's something in us that wants to see crime punished. At the same time, it's nice to see a woman getting away with it, because women so rarely do. The malignant female is, in a sense, not quite the role model we want our daughters to follow, and yet she is a powerful person. And of course, power is the magic word now.
She's powerful, all right, but it's a perverted kind of power, the power to kill and survive. But hey, you take what you can get.
Well, I think it's